You ready to make a delicious avocado brownie? Let's do it. Today is dessert day. We are making unbelievably good avocado brownies today. Yes, I know what you're thinking. There's no way that you can make brownies with avocado. Wrong. You can, and I'm going to show you just how easy it is using the amazing California avocado. And hence my avocado dress, right? Ha ha ha. I'm doing this because I love the avocado so much that I am actually, I have a lot of avocado clothes. I sit on the avocado board here in California. I am like the avocado queen as far as I'm concerned. It's been my favorite food my entire life. And today we're making brownies. These are moist, these are chewy, they are delicious, totally gluten-free and totally dairy-free. Let's get right into it. All right, so you actually want to follow along with me inside of the Plant-Based Made Easy August cookbook. If you haven't downloaded it yet, please do so. You can see that this is the page we're on today, avocado brownie. The first thing that we need to do is make our vegan egg. This is very important. To make a vegan egg, there's a couple different ways you can do it, but we're going to use flaxseed. Why? Because flaxseed are full of protein, iron. They're really, really great for us. They've got a ton of minerals and vitamins. We're going to make a flaxseed very easily with flax egg. It's really simple. You want just ground flaxseed, okay? And this is called flaxseed meal, sometimes called flaxseed flour. And I'm going to actually make this inside of the food processor where we're actually going to blend up the rest of the batter. So inside of my food processor, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed or flaxseed meal. I really like Bob's Red Mill. It's really, really good stuff. It's consistent every time. And I'm going to add the 2 tablespoons right in. Now to make a flax egg, all you have to do is add flaxseed meal and water and then let it sit for about 5 minutes. So I'll add 5 tablespoons of water right away and kind of give this a good mix. And as this sits, it will get like gel-like consistency. So in just a matter of 5 minutes, it's going to actually resemble kind of like an egg white, that like sticky, really delicious egg white consistency. All right. So let's put this aside. The next thing that I want to talk to you about are the avocados. Let's get into it. All right. So you want a Hass avocado. All right. It's pronounced Hass, not Haas. It comes from Rudolph Hass himself. Rudolph was a man from Orange County, actually an immigrant. He planted the first Hass avocado tree here in Orange County, I believe. I can't remember the exact location, but right here in our neighborhood. And it grew a fruit. And at that time, they didn't know what it was. It turned into this beautiful avocado, all right? The Hass avocado has this really dark skin. It is really delicious and buttery inside. And did you know it's actually one of like 8 varieties of avocados? There's lots of different types, but he ended up naming this avocado after his family name. The Hass was born, all right? So we're gonna take 2 Hass avocados. I really want these to be dark. Do you see the color of these? Really, really dark, almost like black skin. That's what we want. Here's another avocado, but do you see this is a little green? This won't work so well for the unbelievable avocado brownie. You need an avocado that's super soft to the touch. So let's do the overhead cam and I'll show you what I mean here so I can do really kind of close up. Do you see that I can press my thumb right into this? Do you see that? And it goes right in. Let me show you the green skin, or the one that's a little bit lighter. I can't press my thumb into it. It's not actually going in, right? Do you see that? Super important. You need a Hass avocado that's like super ripe and ready to go. So these 2 work. I'm going to put the green skin one aside, and that can just sit on my table for the next couple of days until it is super ready and soft, just like these other 2. But we need 2 for this recipe. I'm going to open up these avocados by taking my sharp chef's knife and running it around that pit in the middle. What you end up with is just a perfectly split avocado. Do it again. And this is good. This is perfect. If the avocado has a little bit of brown, I'll show you the difference between these 2, right? That brown is okay because we're going to puree it into our mixture, our brownie mixture. All right, so here's how I take out the pit or the seed. I want you to do this very carefully, though. You can take it in your palm, take a sharp chef knife, and then just kind of whack that nut or that seed right in the center and then twist it. And it should come right off. And then take your compost bin and whack only the handle, and it will come off. This is still super clean because the blade has not touched the trash can or the compost bin. Just the handle. Grab it or plant it. And you yourself can grow an avocado tree. But it's really hard to do actually, because you actually need 2 avocado trees. You need a lot of sun and a lot of love, and it won't start bearing fruit for like 3 years. So I'm just going to score it in the middle, and then I'm going to scoop it out. All right, I need a couple more minutes for this flax egg to come together before I add it to the blender, all right? But let's talk about the other ingredients. I'm gonna also use a little bit of flavor agents like vanilla extract. I also need a leavening agent, so I'm gonna use baking soda today, really important. And then for our base, we're gonna use organic cane sugar, half a cup of this, which is really, really great. I like organic. It seems to be better. It's not bleached. It's a lot better for us as well, because it doesn't have that bleached chemically kind of taste. You'll see, buy a bag of organic sugar, you can tell the difference. And then organic cacao powder, unsweetened of course. And then for our flour, we're gonna use coconut flour. That's what makes this grain-free. It is so good. All right, and now the other things that we need, and I'll get that going now, is the best part about this recipe is we're gonna make an ooey gooey chocolate frosting for the top of these brownies. And I'm going to make it with these delicious vegan dark morsels, all right? These are from Enjoy Life. You can get lots of different brands. Thrive Market has one. I really like any kind though that has this label on it. It's kind of on the corner, but it's the non-GMO Project Verified. That means it's good stuff. It means it's made with non-genetically modified organisms in terms of the cacao and the other ingredients that they're using in this. So I'm gonna use half a cup of this. Now let's get right into making the frosting right away as the flax egg continues to gel up. I'm gonna do an overhead so that you can see my bain-marie. Now a bain-marie, friends, is a really fancy term it's a French term for literally a water bath, all right? So I have water inside of this. You see that inside of my stock pot, and then a metal or stainless steel bowl. Now I'm going to add the chocolate chips. I'm going to use a half a cup. Add it right to the stainless steel bowl and let this start to melt in the bowl. This is the best way to actually melt your chocolate. You can also do this in a microwave. I try to avoid the microwave as much as possible because it tends to sort of like overly burn and dry out and overcook the food. But especially chocolate, like you want to keep the integrity of that like luscious chocolate. So just some chocolate chips here. Make sure these are vegan, all right? So these are vegan because I can tell because there is a vegan sticker on it right here. It says V, or a logo. It says V, that with a little heart. I'm going to show you up close and personal. V, heart for vegan, all right? That's what you want. But if you can't find vegan certified chocolate, here's an option for you. I wanted to pull 2 options because sometimes it can be tricky. Here's Trader Joe's only vegan bar that's available. Good rule of thumb is when you're choosing chocolate, try to get over 70% cacao. Why? Because this is going to give you more antioxidants. We want to avoid milk chocolate altogether if we're trying to go plant-based or vegan, because milk chocolate has milk in it. We don't want that. We want it to be just the dark chocolate, and we want 70% or higher to get you that antioxidant blast, all right? This would be fantastic. You just need about a half a cup. If I was gonna use a chocolate bar though, I would just chunk it up in little chunk pieces and then measure it out in your half a cup. Hi everyone, hi Marie. Hi, it's good to see you guys. Oh, I'm so glad that you're here. All right, so that chocolate is melting. Now this egg, flax egg, is looking eggy. Will you look at this? It's kind of gelled-like, right? I just kind of want to show you. Do you see how kind of jelly it looks? This is perfect. Now to this, I'm going to add my avocados straight away. I'm going to get a large spoon. You guys, I got this dress for my wedding. My friends brought it all the way home from their trip to Thailand. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so in love with this. And I wore it on my wedding day, not as my wedding dress, but as I was getting ready for the day. And it just has fond memories. All right, so I'm adding my Hass avocados right to this mix. Go ahead and compost this dark skin. Throw the skin right away in the compost, clean your decks. Now, at this point, we need to blend this up, the avocado and the flax egg. So get this on. And I'm just going to pulse it until it's kind of blended, well blended. There we go. And it only takes a second. Perfect. This is done. Take a look at this, right? Let's do the overhead cam. Kind of looks like speckled guacamole, right? You can see the little flaxseed speckles. This is perfect. We just want to make sure that the avocado is nice and smooth before we add the other ingredients. Now, let's add the other ingredients. I'm going to do a half a cup of coconut flour.
Question?
Yes, let's do a question. At any point, if you guys have questions, you let me know. All right, this comes from Marie Montoya. Can I use any other flour besides coconut flour? Yes, you may. You can use any other nut flour, would be great. Almond flour is fantastic. I sometimes even like it better because it's drier. But yeah, you could use any other flour. You could even use all-purpose flour or whole wheat flour just fine if you are okay with gluten. Thanks for the question. That's great. Any of the nut flours, you want to keep these in the refrigerator, all right? Because they will go rancid because they are made with nuts and they spoil quickly. I also want some of the sugar. I'm going to use 2/3 of a cup of organic granulated sugar. You can use coconut sugar for this. That would just be fine. Same amount, 1-to-1. And then I also want a little bit of that cacao. I really love unsweetened cacao powder. This comes from Earth Circle Organics, but you can use any kind that you want. Use a half a cup of this. And then you need to make sure that you have some really nice, potent, and not expired baking soda on hand. So, you know, baking soda doesn't last forever. Some people think they can buy it once and use it for a lifetime, but you can't. It actually does have an expiration date. So follow that. I'm going to use my baking soda right away, 1 teaspoon of this. And I'm just making the dry mix inside of the avocado flax mix. 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Kind of chunky, there we go. And then just a little tiny spot of vanilla extract. I love pure vanilla. This is vanilla flavor. The reason they call it vanilla flavor is because it's alcohol-free. Do you see that? I always get the alcohol-free kind because I don't want alcohol in my cooking. I don't drink alcohol. You can if you'd like, no judgment. I just don't for myself. And so I want to try to get all my extracts that are vegetable glycerin based as opposed to alcohol based. Just my preference. All right, so that's it. We have everything in here. I'm going to mix this up. I'm going to make sure that I got everything just to be sure I do. Okay. All right, so give it a little bit of a quick pulse. Perfect. All right, it wasn't really exactly a pulse, but you got the gist, right? I need some water. It's hot today. Let's do another question. All right, this is from Autumn. Hi, Autumn. Where can we find the recipe that you're doing live? Yes, you can find the recipe in my August 2020 Plant-Based Made Easy cookbook. This is what it looks like. And it is for sale right now. This is the recipe book for the month of August. And Autumn, I write a whole new cookbook every single month. Right now, I'm working on the September cookbook. It's coming out in the next 3 weeks. But right now, we are working through every recipe in this cookbook. And if you don't know, I'm going to tell you that this is a cookbook that is for the entire month. It contains breakfasts, lunches, dinners, snacks, sweets, staple recipes, and we follow this rhythm throughout the week. So on Fridays, we always do our sweet recipe. That's why we're making brownies. So check that out. We're going to put a link right in here for you, Autumn, in case you do want to check it out and purchase it today. And here it is. Here's our brownie batter. Take a look at this. This stuff is going to be super thick and super sticky. All right. Now we need to get this into one more time. See how sticky and thick this is? Yeah. We need to get it into a baking dish. Use an 8-inch baking dish and line it with a little bit of parchment paper, which I have done. Let's do the overhead so you can see all of this, right? I've lined it with parchment paper. I sprayed the bottom first, put the parchment down. Now I'm going to remove my batter with my hard spatula, right? This comes with usually a food processor. If it doesn't, you should buy one because it goes right around the blade. And then just lay it down. You want to preheat your oven right now if you haven't already done that. 350. You're going to bake this for anywhere between 35 and 45 minutes. I'm giving you a large range here. Really depends on how thick you make this. If you put it in a small container, like a bakeware that's smaller than 8 by 8, this is going to probably take a little longer because your brownies will be thicker, right? There's less surface area. But if you have a container that you're cooking in that is larger than 8 by 8, it might only take that 35-minute mark because you are making these brownies thinner. Got it? All right, I'm just going around this blade. I'm going to get all of this batter out. You know what? I have to just take the blade off. I think that's the best way to do it at this point. Get everything off. And this is going to feel like kind of like a thicker brownie batter than you're used to. If you're used to making brownies with oil and eggs and milk, that's going to be sort of like a thinner, more fudgy batter consistency. This one is much thicker, stronger. Definitely got that avocado vibe going on. All right, at this point, you want to just mix it. I use wet fingers to do this, or you can use your hard spatula. Mix it, go all the way to the edges, right? Obviously, I had to do a batch of this ahead of time. That's as good as we need to get for right now, right? 350 degrees into the oven. I will put that in a little bit later, and I will show you what the final product looks like with the power invested in my special kitchen. In this special show, we've got baked brownies. Amazing. So now let's finish up this frosting. This is looking delicious. We have our chocolate chips. We need a heat-resistant spatula. Yes. We do a complete overhead so you can really see this. Excuse me. There we go. Look how silky and smooth this is. Now, to this, I'm going to add 1/4 cup of my cocoa cash milk. Now, this is the staple recipe for this week. I'm showing you how to make plant-based milk. My favorite is coconut cashew milk. It's on the next page. Coconut cashew milk is right there. All right, so make that. You want 1/4 cup of this for every 1/2 cup of dark chocolate chips. I am going to measure it out. 1/4 cup equals 4 tablespoons. Throw it right in. Need a little bit more. All right. And this is like a ganache-like frosting. So you're just going to let it kind of come together. Kind of in a way, you're kind of like tempering the milk into the hot chocolate. And it will thicken as all of the chocolate melts. Oh my gosh, this looks unbelievable. So good. You can use any plant milk that you want if you can't get to making the staple recipe of this week, the cocoa cash milk. I demoed it this week, by the way, so you can see it in one of the episodes of this week. I believe it was Monday. Anyway, you can use any plant milk you want. Milk, macadamia nut, almond, soy milk. It doesn't matter. Just make sure it's dairy-free. Here's another question. This comes from Chelsea. Hi, Chelsea. How long do you cook it for? I missed that part. You want to bake the brownie for between 35 and 45 minutes at 350. And then the ganache, it truly takes like a minute after you add the milk. All you're doing is bringing it together. I will show you now how quick that was. You're bringing it together. The chocolate chips need to melt. That's the longest part. That takes the longest. But look, we added the milk after the chocolate chips were melted. And now we have delicious ganache frosting. Looks pretty yummy, right? Come on. Who would refuse that? This is looking so good. All right, so at this point, I just need to, basically, I need to just go for it. I need to frost my brownies. Just move this aside. And I'm gonna do this with an offset spatula, which I have here. Here's an offset, right? I showed you this yesterday. I'm showing you again. This is a mini offset. It's called an offset because it's like the handle and then it goes down and then it's like straight edge. And this is going to help you really kind of like spoon and frost easily. So take your frosting. Oh my gosh. Layer it down.
Smells so good.
Smells amazing. It smells like chocolate shop. Oh my gosh, yum. Oh, I want to get every bit of this frosting. I don't want to waste a thing. Truly, I don't want to waste a thing. I used to work at Per Se, Thomas Keller's restaurant in New York City, and he would be so adamant about us not wasting anything. Like we would really have to like show him clean bowls and show the staff clean bowls before we could like move on to the next step. All right, so I cleaned my bowl. All that frosting, that is not going to waste. Using my offset to just go coast to coast, really important now. This coast to coast idea is where we go all the way to the edge. We want a little frosting and a little brownie in every single bite. And the offset's gonna really help you with this. Gosh, this is gorgeous. This frosting is like glistening. It's like begging me for a bite. And you can see I can do this while it's warm too. I didn't have to wait at all, which is really kind of cool. That's thanks to the plant milk. The plant milk is much easier to use than dairy milk when you're making ganache with regular cow's milk. It is very loose and it takes a while to thicken up, but not plant milk. It's easy. Fuss-free. This is fuss-free food, people. Okay, this looks absolutely unbelievable. I'm certain I could eat the entire thing, and I might.
Nothing for me.
You're gonna have the other one, babe. Danny's like concerned that he's not gonna get a bite, but don't worry. We've made 2 pans of brownies, 2 batches. Oh, this looks so good. All right. Every bit, every corner has what I need it to have. Let me just try this ganache. Okay. Had to. I'm gonna get my chef's knife. I have to try it. I recommend waiting just a second probably before you slice into this, but I want to slice into it right now. I can't wait. And I have to get on my tippy toes to do it because that's how short I am. All right, so I'm going to divide this into 12, of course, my lucky number. 12 even pieces. I'm so excited, you guys. We just started this Plant-Based Made Easy Facebook group connected to my Facebook page, Chef Daniela Malfitano. And today we have 712 members all over the United States and all over the world. Shout out to some of our new people. We've got some Brits living in Spain. We've got some people from North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, Utah, Sedona, Arizona, Trinidad. We see you, Trinidad. Thank you. We're so grateful. We're so happy. All right, this looks fantastic. I'm going to grab a plate, and I'm going to plate it up.
That's 9, not 12.
Oh, all right, 9. Oops. 9, not 12. Thanks for correcting me, Danny. Will you look at this? Okay, come on. That did not take that long to make. This looks so darn delicious. By looking at it, you cannot tell that it's vegan. You can't tell that it's gluten-free. You can't tell that there's avocado in it. I wish we could, I want to do like a side view. Can you guys see this thick chocolate ganache top and then moist, excuse me, moist brownie? I need a sip of water before I taste this. All right, I'm going for it. Here it goes. Moment of truth. I really hope this is not weird. I don't think it's going to be. No, I'm just kidding. I know that it's not. I already tested it. Here we go. Mm.
I was waiting in the wings for this one. Are you gonna feed me or should I?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, cool.
You're going to love this.
I can't wait.
Here we go.
I want it all over. Oh my God.
Big bite.
Not big enough. Oh my God. Oh my God.
You're into that.
Well,
You're into that.
yeah, like who needs meals when you have something as wonderful as this?
Can you tell that there's avocado in it?
No, I mean, it just...
Here, do you need some water?
It's just, I think I might need more of that.
Here.
No, it's just like, it's like a real fudgy brownie.
Yeah.
Like it just tastes like a really fudgy brownie.
Yeah.
Can't tell that there's no dairy. Can't tell that there's no gluten.
Mm-hmm.
can't tell that it's made with avocado. It just is chocolatey goodness.
It's so good. It's like
it's rich.
It's rich. It's moist. It's fudgy. It's everything you would ever want in a brownie. And it's got all the good fats from the avocado. There you have it, you guys. Unbelievably good avocado brownie. You must try this recipe. Please try it. Tell me what you think. I really hope that you like it. Please download the cookbook if you haven't already. I really want you guys to have these recipes. I spent a lot of time developing them, and I just absolutely want you to have them because they're that good. And prepare this for your family or your friends, and don't tell them that it's vegan, or don't tell them that it's dairy-free. Don't tell them that it's made with coconut flour. Let them make their own mind up after they taste it. People will not believe that it is so moist and delicious. This one's really, really good. Thank you so much for being here with me this week. We had a blasty blast. I love you all so much. Even though I've not met most of you, I love you. I'm blasting you with love. I'll see you next week. Have a wonderful weekend. Peace out.